Welcome everybody. Let me tell you what are objective of this lecture. So first objective is to understand standard representation of logical function. So here we are going to see SOP, that is sum of product, and POS, that is product of sum representation of logical function. Then we will study what is standard SOP, and then we will try to understand what is standard POS.
Next topic is standard representation of logical function. Suppose we have given some problem statement and it is asked to write or to design a digital circuit for that problem statement. So already we have considered such type of example in previous lecture. So that example was like this. A person XYZ should carry umbrella if his or her age is above 40 years and it is raining, or a person XYZ should carry umbrella if his her age is above 40 years and it is raining, and XYZ is a woman. So design digital circuit for this particular problem statement, which will determine whether person should carry umbrella or not. So if such type of problem statement is given, then first of all, what you have to do, you have to write a logical function for that particular problem statement. You are supposed to write this logical function. So we have already written a logical function for this particular problem statement, and it was like this. F1 is equal to ABC plus AB, where A can be a expression like age is above 40 years, then B can be expression like it is raining, and C is expression like XYZ is a woman. So in this way, you should be able to write logical expression, logical function for given problem statement. Now the question is that how we can write this logical function. So there are some standard representation of this logical function. So we are going to see those representation. So there are two standard representation. There are two ways of representing a logical function. So first one is called as sum of product, or in short, SOP. Second standard way of representing logical function is product of sum. In short, it is called as POS. Other forms of representation are also possible, but we are going to discuss these two functions. Why it is so? So that we will discuss later on. And please try to understand this representation. So I can say that this is base for our unit number 1. In unit number 1, we are going to see logic minimization by using K-map. So what is K-map? That we are going to see later on. But in order to understand K-map, we have to start with this SOP and POS. So we will require this SOP and POS, these two terms, throughout this first unit. So it's my request that you please focus on these terms. Please try to understand it. So let's discuss our first term, that is product of sum. In short, it is called as POS. So what is product of sum? It is form of expression in which product of some term is taken. So example, F1 is equal to, in bracket, A or B, and in other bracket, B or C. So this is Boolean function, this is logical function. So how we have expressed, how we have represented this particular function. So this function is represented in which form? Product of sum. Why it is called as product of sum? So see here, you will find some terms. Which are those sum terms? Like A or B, B or C. So in this function, we have these two sum terms. Okay, and we have taken product. We have taken product, that is AND operation. We have taken AND operation of this sum term. So if some function is represented like this, then we can call that way of representation as POS, product of some term. Consider one more example. Suppose we have another function of three variable a, b, c, and it is defined like this. So first term in bracket a or b prime bracket complete, and in other bracket a prime or b bracket complete, and in third bracket a or c bracket complete. So here we can see how many sum terms? Three sum terms. So this is first one. So this is first sum term, this is second sum term, and this is third sum term. And what we have done here, we have taken product. We have taken product of this sum term. So that's why I can say that this particular function is expressed in which form? Product of sum form. So I hope this is clear to you. Now, next form which is possible is sum of product. So what happens in sum of product? It is form of expression in which different product terms are summed together. In POS, we have seen that different sum terms are AND together. Okay, and in this case, what happens? We have which terms? Product terms, and these different product terms are summed together. So let's see one example. Suppose we have a function f1, which is defined like this. f1 is equal to ab plus bc. So ab means it is actually a and b. Okay, so can I say that this is product term? Yes. So this is my first product term. So this is a and b. Which is second product term? Second product term is b and c. Okay, so I have how many product terms here? Two product terms. So different product terms are summed together. So here you can see this OR operation. So A, B, or B, C. So in this function, what we have done? We have taken sum of different product terms. So that's why I can say that this particular function belongs to which form of representation? Sum of product. Consider one more example. Suppose we have function f2 of variable a, b, c, and it is defined like this: a, b prime, or a prime b, or a, c. So in this function, how many product terms are present? Yes, there are total three product terms. So this is first product term between literal a and b prime. This is second product term between a literal a prime and b, and this is third product term between literal a and c. So here what we have done, we have taken again sum. We have taken sum of this different product term. So that's why I can say that this particular function belongs to which form of representation? Sum of product. Now let's discuss what is meant by standard SOP. So already we have seen what is SOP, sum of product form. So we have different product terms and those are summed together. Then we can call it as a SOP. Now, what is standard SOP? So standard SOP is also called as canonical SOP. So the SOP is called as standard SOP if each product term contains all the literals. Let's try to understand. When we can say that SOP is standard SOP if each product term contains all the literal. So what is meant by literal? So if we have some function like f is equal to abc, so here we can say that abc are the literal, right? So let's see one example. Suppose we have function f1. So this is function of two variables a and b, and it is defined like a and b, or a prime and b. So can I say that this particular function is in standard SOP form? It is SOP, right? It is SOP. Why it is SOP? Because here we have product terms and those product terms are summed together. So it is standard SOP. But whether it is, so it is SOP, but whether it is standard SOP. So what is the definition of standard SOP? So SOP is called a standard SOP if each product term contains all the literal. So how many literals are present in this function? Two literal, that is a and b. This has to understand. So these variables which logical variable can be considered as a literal. So if these literals are present in each product term, so consider first product term. So whether first product term contain all the literals? Yes. In first product term we have A as well as B. In second product term we have A as well as B. So both the literals are present in both product terms. So that's why I can say that this particular function is in standard SOP form. Consider one more function. So this is function of how many variables? 3 variables, A, B and C. Now whether it is standard SOP. Now see, first product term, it contains all the literal A, B, C. Second product term, again it contains all the literal. Third as well as fourth product term contain all literals A, B as well as C. So that's why I can say that this particular function is in standard SOP form. Now following functions, they are not example of standard SOP. So see this function, f1 of ABC is equal to AC plus A prime B plus A B prime C plus A prime C prime. So whether this function is in standard SOP? No, it is not in standard SOP. It is SOP, it is in SOP form, but it is not standard SOP. So why it is not standard SOP? Because consider this first product term. Whether first product term contain all the literal? Yes, which is first product term? AC. So which literal is missing in this product term? B. Consider second product term. In second product term also one literal is missing. That is C. Okay. Third product term is okay. But again, fourth product term, one literal is missing. That is B. So that's why I can say that this particular function is not in standard SOP form. So SOP will be a standard SOP if each product term contain all literals. So here 1, 2, 3, 3 product term does not contain all literals. Even if one product term does not contain all literals, then I can say that it is not in standard SOP form. Then next is standard POS. So standard POS is also called as canonical POS. What is POS? Product of sum form. So we have seen what is meant by product of sum form. So different sum terms are and together. So POS is called as standard POS if each sum term contain all the literals. Very simple. If you understood standard SOP, you can easily understand standard POS. So the POS form is called standard POS if. Now which terms are present in POS form? So in POS form we have sum term. So if each sum term contains all the literal. Now you have understood what is meant by literal. So let's see the example. So suppose we have a function f1 of two variables A and B. It is defined like this. In bracket we have A or B, and in other bracket we have A prime or B. So whether it is POS, so it is product. Yes, it is product of sum term. Yes, it is POS. Whether it is standard POS, yes, it is standard POS. Why? Because each sum term contains all the literals. How many literals are present in this function? 2. So both literals are present in both sum terms. So that's why I can say that this is standard POS. Consider one more example. F2 function. Whether it is standard POS? Yes. Because in this second function, how many sum terms are present? 1, 2, 3. So whether all these sum terms contain all the literals. So in this function, how many literals are present? 3. So in this product term, we have 3 literals. Here also we have 3 literals. Here also we have 3 literals. So I can say that this particular function is also in standard POS form. Now consider following example. Now this following example is not standard POS. So which is that example? Suppose we have function f2. So f2 is defined like this. f2 of ABC is equal to in bracket B plus C. In other bracket A prime plus B. In third bracket B prime plus C. Whether it is standard POS, whether it is POS, product of sum, yes, it is POS, it is product of sum. But whether it is standard POS, whether it is canonical POS, no. Why? Because each sum term does not contain all the literals. So consider first sum term. Which literal is missing? A is missing. Consider second term. Second sum term. Which literal is missing? Here C is missing. Here A is missing. So even if one sum term does not contain all literal, then we can say that that particular POS is not standard POS.